In this edition of Twin Reel Game Reviews, we'll be taking a look at Extreme Exorcism, published by Ripstone and developed by Golden Ruby Games. Now, Extreme Exorcism is a paranormal platformer, with the premise being you're one of 4 exorcists who have come to this haunted house to exorcise all the ghosts out of it. You've got 3 modes of play, which is your arcade, which is basically your main story type, extra challenges, and a deathmatch. And so as you go into the arcade mode, you can see you've got up to 4 players that you can play local player, and then you got 4 characters to choose from as well. And so then as you're starting into the game, you've got 9 main rooms to go through and tackle, along with an introductory to kind of explain it, and a final boss room. As you're going through each of the different rooms, there are 5 levels to the 9 main rooms. To be able to advance to the next level in the room, you do have to get a certain amount of points in that initial level. And to move on to another room, you have to accumulate X amount of points, say like 300 points, from the previous room across all those levels. So you definitely got your job cut out for you. In the game as well, you have up to 20 weapons that you can unlock and add to your arsenal. And as you're going through here, you basically kill the first ghost, and the ghost starts mimicking what you did that last round. And then you gotta watch yourself as you take out the next ghost, and see how long you can make it. There is no end to the level. Basically, once you've lost your 3 lives, then that is it, and your score gets tallied. Now, the visual effects are pretty cool in the game. Like with the bed level here, the bedroom, you do have the feathers that come shooting off the bed as you're jumping around, little lighting effects. In the library, you have books that are flying around, you have ladders moving around. So it's a lot of attention to detail. It's pretty cool. Some of the issues in the game though is that when it's initially loading up, you do have some clinging sound for the startup noise. It gets kind of annoying, the little startup sound. You think they would have just not used the startup sound or put in something more complex. And also, when you are killed in the game, if it's not by a ghost, but say by fire or spikes or something, then basically the game still says you were killed by a ghost. But you weren't killed by a ghost, so the small little flaw there. There's no off-TV play on the gamepad as well. And so if you want to play on the gamepad, not going to happen. You have to use the TV. And so, unfortunately with that, there's extra battery being wasted on your gamepad, because the only thing you see on the gamepad is the logo for Extreme Exorcism. And so if we're not going to utilize the gamepad, I would think it'd be nice to just turn off the screen on the gamepad and not waste extra battery on it. As well, there is a clanging sound I noticed in like the bedroom area and any other area with like a wall. If you take out the main ghost with the crown, and the crown is kind of sitting up against the edge of the bedpost, it's constantly making its clanging noise until you start the next round. So that's another issue for me. For the most part, this game is not that bad single player. I found myself getting kind of bored with it after a bit, just because it's the same formula basically over and over again, just in different rooms. Basically you try to sit in a spot, take out the ghost with minimal amounts of shots, and then try to keep your guy in the same area, so that way when you can do an exorcism, then you can take out most of the ghosts without having to worry about any issues happening. But for multiplayer, it's a bit more dynamic, because with the multiplayer, when you play, then whoever takes out the crowned ghost, it's their ghost who moves around. So it's not everyone's ghost, it's just the crown ghost, or the main person who took out the crown. And so that definitely makes it a bit more dynamic in the game, throws a bit of a twist. Then if you go into like the challenges area, this is single player only. And so in the challenges area, there are 5 tiers, each with 10 challenges that you can go through. And so there's 50 challenges altogether. And as you can see here, you do have to do the earlier tiers first to get X amount of levels completed before the next tiers open up. And then apart from challenges, you've got your deathmatch. And I'd say the deathmatch would be like the meat and potatoes. Because once you're in deathmatch, you've got some presets you can go through for different options in the game, but you're probably going to want to go into the customize. So when you go into customize, as you can see here, you can just randomize all your settings. You've got, rounds to win. You can choose which weapons you want to have active in your game, which is pretty cool. You have your frequency, starting weapons. You have ghost options, because when you win a match in deathmatch, then you get the ghost. So you can either have the ghost kill other people to benefit you. You can have it as a crutch, so it kills whoever spawned the ghost, or you can have it kill everybody. So it's pretty cool. All the different options. They put a lot of thought into the deathmatch mode. And so for me, like I said, the single player stuff, it was okay. Kind of got boring after a bit. Multiplayer is definitely where this game is at. You do want to play this game multiplayer to get the most benefit out of it. All in all, fantastic game. I would give it an 8 out of 10. And that's it for this review.